Welcome, everyone, to a brand new episode of your show, The Untold. Today, we have my co host, Daid Al Hotiri, with me. How are you, Daid?
I'm good. Thank you, Fatma. Thank you so much. And of course, with every day in the Untold, we have special and a different guest.
Mm-hmm.
And today we have someone who established an academy to teach kids public speaking and leadership and all these
Yes.
good stuff that we need in our community. So we have Marzouq Alsaeed. I can't wait to meet him and ask him our questions. And it's gonna be interesting.
Yes, it will be interesting. So let's stay tuned for the questions. Okay, so we're back and we're going to start our interview with Mr. Marzouq. Now, Marzouq, you've had an incredible journey from earning your BS in TESOL to actually transforming to becoming a renowned public speaking or public speaker. Tell us about this journey. Can you share with us how your passion of teaching translated into coaching?
Yes, since I was a kid, I was always passionate about teaching. I remember when took my little brother and little sisters, I always put them like in front of me on chairs, and use a little whiteboard and then start teaching them some materials. And what's funny, after I graduated from high school, or sorry, middle school, there were like a ceremony for excellent students who have high grades in middle school. During that time, they reward us with a certificate, with a plaque, and also with an envelope that has like 30 KD coupon. So I took that envelope, and you only can use it like in cooperation in supermarket. Yes. So I took it. Any kid or any teenager at my age, he will just go
Candy.
to candy, buy like some chocolates, stuff like that. But for me, I went to the library, and then I bought like a huge whiteboard
Okay.
with markers.
Teacher in training.
With markers and also like a preparation book. I didn't know what to do with it, and also like how to use it. And I just use it like simply, and then I prepare some couple lessons, and then start teaching my brother and sister.
Wow.
And that like was my passion for teaching. After that, high school, I graduated, and then I continue my study in United States in TESOL degree. During the institution of English, before you go to university, they require you to have an IELTS. So I went to English institution, and then there's a level, advanced level, where you have to give a presentation, a debate. And here was the beginning of real public speaking skill.
Yes.
Because usually in school, they just give you a presentation for 1 minute, 2 minutes, and you speak. But this time, you have to speak for 30 minutes. It was a real challenge at that time. So I was happy. I was excited about the opportunity, but my classmates, they were like nervous, stressed. And after like the debate, it went very well. People were cheering, and I was able to express my body language using voice tone, etc.
You feel good afterwards.
You feel good, you feel excited, you feel like achievement. And from there, my public speaking journey started. I took courses in university. I started to develop speaking more, having like speaking engagements, lectures, training, sessions, everything, until I was able to establish my third academy, where I teach kids, teenagers, and adults how to speak in public and how to face the fear of speaking in front of audience.
Oh, that's very nice. We'll get back to the academy later on, but for now, I heard that you are a Toastmaster champion in Kuwait, right?
Yes.
Before we talk about Toastmaster and how you became a champion, what is Toastmaster?
Toastmaster is an organization, a public organization. It started from the United States, and it has different clubs in different areas or regions. In each club, it has the three segments. The meeting has three segments. The first one, prepared speeches, where you practice in speech, different speech, the topic that you desire. You practice for it. You're gonna deliver it within 5 to 7 minutes. And then the second segment, it's called table topics. And this segment, they're gonna hit you with a random topic. Okay, I think you have experienced it before.
Yeah, I met actually Marzouq in one of the
Wow,
Toastmaster
yeah.
Yes.
sessions.
They give you like a random topic, and you have to speak for it for about like 1 to 2 minutes
Okay.
without any preparation. They're just gonna give you 30 seconds, and then you have to start speaking. And the third segment, it's called evaluation. So in the first one, we have people who spoke. The third segment, there are people who are gonna evaluate their performance. What went well? What can you improve? And what you can learn from it.
It's actually very important for those who are afraid of, public speaking and talking in front of audience, camera.
I agree. Yeah,
de-
and Toastmaster, you have the one in Arabic, the one in English.
English.
Yes, yeah.
So,
Uh,
what inspired you to be part of the Toastmaster clubs in Kuwait?
When
And
I,
how you became a champion?
yes, when I was in the States, one of the meetings, a person came and he started talking about Toastmaster. And it was my first time hearing about Toastmaster. And he said it's a place where I can give a lot of presentation. I was like, a lot of presentation? I become so excited. Like, I want to do this most of the time. And I told him, like, you gonna do a lot of presentation? He was like, yes. I was like, okay, where is it? How can I sign? How can I join? He gave me all the important details. I started like the first club there in the United States within the university. And we were like a group of 5 to 10 people. And from then, I started like searching, and then found like a lot of clubs in Kuwait, especially before Corona. There were a lot of clubs.
yes.
And there are still, but not at the same number as it used to be.
Right.
So I joined them. I started to attend multiple sessions. And after that, like gradually, I participated in local competition and then into area competition until division competition. And then I started to represent Kuwait, becoming like the champion. Yes.
That's amazing.
nice.
Wow. And also, speaking of representing Kuwait, I hear that you were the first Middle Eastern student to receive the honor of being a Global Citizen Award recipient at Wright State University in 2016, right?
Correct.
Tell us about that and how you felt and how it impacted your perspective on cultural diversity and global collaboration.
Okay, so the award, they give it to you on international festival. It's called an international festival where they gather all students from different backgrounds, from different cultures, perspective, everything, and then they give you this reward. It's for the students who participated in the vision of the university, which is about like cooperation, diversity, and leadership, and also like being a good tool for other people. And because of my involvement in different areas, in leadership, in volunteering, I was able to get this reward. For example, we started a group from different people with different countries, from different countries. The first time we go to the States, some students, when they came abroad, they have difficulty forming relationship, friendship, difficulty trying to
Cultural
assimilate.
shock,
There's a
maybe.
barrier.
Yes,
There's a lot
yeah.
of barriers, yes, especially when it comes to time and understanding. It's a total different culture. For example, here in Kuwait or like in some Arab countries, time is not like taken seriously.
No,
While there,
yeah. 3 o'clock means 4:30.
4:30, and if I say like inshallah, it means tomorrow or like.
Inshallah is a maybe no, a maybe
No.
yes, who
Yeah,
knows?
it's
You don't know.
always,
knows?
yeah, sure.
Yeah.
No.
So we try like to manage their expectations and also like teach them what they can expect there and how you can act politely according to the culture through like workshop, through like seminars, and also like having like tour guides through the university. So we formed this group because the students who we came the first time, we had to suffer this. We didn't have people taking our hand and leading us. And because we formed this group, it was so amazing because we all have the same pain. We didn't have someone take our hand and lead us through the school and teach us like what we should do, what classes we should enroll in. So because of this, we form a group with different backgrounds and we work as a team. And that showed me the importance of diversity at that time.
That's amazing.
Like working with people from different countries, backgrounds, and we all share one common goal. And how goals can unify people, disregarding their religion, disregarding their belief and where they came from.
That's very interesting and nice.
It is.
Well, now let's get back to when you said establish your own academy to,
Yes.
for leadership skills and public speaking. How did that happen? What motivated you to actually establish this academy?
After years of practicing public speaking and then teaching it to adults, I usually work with adults. I didn't have the chance to work with teenagers or kids. And my mom, one time, she said, like, how about you try different age group? I was like, no, it's challenging, like kids. I don't see myself working with kids or teenagers. She's like, but they need it. Like the adults, they usually like have their life settled, you know. Some of them, they are not motivated to learn something new. But teenagers, they are in an age where they want to learn something new, want to discover their abilities. I was like, okay, I will try to give it a chance. So I designed a program that's about like a 5 days, 3 days working with them in one of the classrooms. You work with them, like giving like practical and also like some techniques inside the classroom. So they get like the chance, they get the hands of it. And on the fourth day, we take them to Abdullah Salim Cultural Center,
Mm-hmm.
where they have to research. They look for a topic, you know, like in the center, there's a lot
A
of
lot of things. Yeah.
sections. Yes, like science, you have like rocket, you have like animals, you have a lot of things.
Historical. Yes, definitely.
Historical. So what we do there, I'm gonna divide them into groups of two, and each group they're gonna research something, a topic they desire. They have to practice, and then they have to form it as we learn and as we practice, and then they're gonna represent it not to their peers but to the people or the visitors in the culture.
Ooh, nice.
So they're gonna be like families, they're gonna be like parents, they're gonna be friends, you know, like from different ages,
Mm-hmm.
and you have to speak with them. The problem that we have here in teaching public speaking is that public speaking is only being taught inside the classroom.
Right.
The skills or the feelings that you're gonna have is gonna be way different when you be outside, because that's the reality. You're not gonna usually speak to your friend or the people that you really like or the people you are comfortable with. No, there are gonna be chances or opportunities where you're gonna speak to people. You're gonna see them for the first time,
Right.
and there are gonna be a lot of feelings that you didn't experience before: fear, nervous,
Stress.
stressed. A lot of these feelings, you're not gonna feel it before. They're gonna show up, and they're gonna affect your performance, and you're gonna think, no, there's something wrong with me.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with you. You just didn't have the chance to practice it
Mm.
in real life, in real situations. So that's what we are preparing for
Yeah.
them. And then the last day, the fifth day, which is like one of my favorites, we take them to Souk al Barkia,
Wow.
and we give them like the chance to be media, you know, like to be presenters.
Okay.
We give them like a topic they choose, they practice on it, and then they're gonna be reporter on the day.
Nice. So they actually make a report about anything in Al Mbarkiya.
Yes, anything. Not only like about like Embarque, but in general.
Mm-hmm.
Like one of them have like the positive things about social media. One of them has like
all right.
who's your favorite influencer, like different topics. They choose it, and they're gonna have like introduction. They're gonna have a body, and then gonna have a conclusion. They're gonna go ask different people, live the situation, you know, like experience it in real life, and that's all gonna adds up to them. Now they have the full spectrum of the experience.
That's amazing.
Yes.
That's very, it's broad in terms of teaching something in 5 days or 5 classes, I want to say.
Yes.
But it's also narrowed down to the basic skills needed for those teenagers to, implement, let's say in college or once they get a job or something. They will always remember that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And what's funny is like parents, you know, they be like sending me messages, hey, where's our kids video? We want to see them, you know. They are feeling like
Yeah, of course.
achievements. Yeah,
Yes.
they want to be happy. And it's like a lot of load because I'm gonna start montaging every video and they like keep asking like, where's our videos? We want to see them and everything. And then as soon as I give them the videos, they like mentioning it like, hey, look at our kid, look at our boy, our
That's
sister.
amazing. The support, yeah, the support
Yes.
that they get. Thank you for that. Actually, Mr. Marzouq, we have a lot more questions to come, but we're going to take a short break and we'll be right back. So stay tuned, dear viewers. We'll be right back.
All right, dear viewers. So we are back with Marzouq. So that was a quite beautiful way to teach the kids how to be confident,
Yes.
to be public speakers,
Mhm.
and this is, I think, what most of the kids nowadays need, because most of them, if not, I don't know if you get my point, but most of the kids nowadays, they're on their phones playing video games. They don't interact with other people. They're just at home, right?
Yeah.
So I think they lack the feeling, you know, or
Social interaction.
the social interaction, so that they can become actually speakers at it. So
Exactly.
this is actually needed in our society nowadays. What do you
Yes.
think?
Yeah. And actually, this brings us to my next question. Could you please tell us some of the key strategies that you employ to help individuals overcome their fear of public speaking?
Yes, one of them is highlighting their achievements.
Oh,
Sometimes we as a human, we forget sometimes who we are, what we have achieved. For example, if I ask you what you have had for like dinner last week maybe, or like 2 days ago or yesterday, you're gonna forget.
Right now, I don't remember what I had for dinner.
Exactly.
For lunch. So.
So what do you think about like achievement or like a workshop that you have participated in and you have like a certificate or degree for it? You're gonna forget it. Sometimes you look at your CV or resume and be like, wow, did I did this really? When was that, you know?
is it because we're always after our goal that's missing? That
I,
we
I
tend
think
to
it's like a
forget?
human nature to
Okay.
forget, the human nature. So sometimes if you go outside and you forget like who you were, you know, what you have achieved and what your strength, it's gonna be easy for the obstacles when you face like fear. It's gonna be easy for the fear to absorb you. But if you have like a wall of fame, and this is one of the strategy to have a wall of fame, you're gonna hang all your achievements there. You're gonna hang like your certificate, your plaque. You're gonna put like all the things you have won or achieved. So every time you wake up and you pass by this wall, you're gonna be like, wow. You're gonna still like remember. It's gonna be like a clear picture for you who you are. So when you face obstacles, when you face like different situations, this is gonna remind you the achievements they have accomplished and the obstacles that you have overcome. Another strategy is asking yourself when you go like to face an audience, ask yourself, what's the worst thing that could happen?
I could maybe stutter or maybe forget
Yeah.
a piece of information. Maybe.
Okay,
Because
this
all eyes on you, and
Yes.
this is scary.
I mean, to us, the hosts, or people who are trained to talk in front of the cameras or, in front of the public, it's not a big deal. To me, it's not a very big deal.
Because we're used to it. But if you
Yes.
ask me, the very first time me
For
sitting
the
in
first
front of
time,
the
it's
camera,
scary. Yeah.
it was scary.
Yeah.
Definitely.
yeah, I remember the first time like sitting for an interview in front of camera, like I started sweating, and my mom, like, she was looking at me like through the TV. She said like you are shining, you know.
Oh,
She didn't know like because of the sweat and everything.
okay.
So it's okay to be nervous. It's okay
Is
to be
that yeah.
afraid.
Yeah.
Yes, it's totally natural. People think like you don't have to experience any of that when you're speaking. We experience it, but the difference between like someone who professional at public speaking is that he know how to control it, and he know how to not let it like absorb him. One of the things is like preparation is a key. The more you are prepared, and the more like you practice it, the more it give you the confidence. There's a magic that happens in preparation. It's gonna let you imagine the situation, imagine the people, imagine the way you're gonna speak and everything, and that's it's like you are living the moment twice. The first time you live it like when you were practicing, the second time you live it when you were there.
Okay.
So you're gonna also like pretend or like imagine the questions that the audience is gonna ask you. So you're not gonna be surprised. Sometimes we become like we stress because someone may give like me a question that I'm not familiar with, and I'm gonna feel stressed how I'm gonna answer in front of people. So during preparation, you're gonna ask yourself this question. So now you answer it. When the situation happen, you're gonna answer it again, and you're gonna be more comfortable because you did it before. There's a book that called The Power of Cybernetic. In that book, they share a strategy called the scenario strategy. And in this strategy, you're gonna put like a lot of questions. Okay, like one of the people, he was working in a marketing agency, and he was making a lot of success in marketing. And they were like asking him, "What's your secret?" He said, "Before I make any deal with any customer, I put a set of questions that the customer is potentially gonna ask me. So when the customer asks me, I'm already know the answer. So I'm gonna appear more confident, and I'm gonna appear like I'm knowledge, and I'm gonna appear like I'm knowledgeable about the topic that I'm talking about."
So you
That is very-
anticipate the questions
Yes.
that you want to answer. For
You actually
example,
answered
yeah.
the question that I was about to ask, which is what do you think is an effective technique for people to avoid challenging situations, and this is actually the answer. So,
Exactly.
so you have to be prepared. That's it. You have to be prepared and try to expect what kind of questions the customer or the person in front of you is going to answer to ask, so that you can have answer to their questions.
And also like changing your perspective about like challenging situation.
Mm-hmm.
People see challenging situation as a threat. See it as a opportunity for growth.
Mm-hmm.
That's a total different mindset. When you see it like as a challenging, something challenging and threatening, you're gonna fear encountering. But when you see it like as something opportunity where you're gonna grow, you're gonna be motivated to experience it more.
Okay.
And then when you be in that situation, after it's done, ask yourself what did work, what can I learn from it, what didn't work, and how can I improve it. These four questions gonna widen your experience and can lead you to more positive outcome from it.
Okay. So what about people who, including myself, who do not like to prepare that much? Because especially when it comes to, for example, let's say me teaching courses in English.
Okay.
I'm not saying I'm winging it. I'm not saying it's not important to prepare. It's just that when I prepare, I only know that this material has to be said. Everything else I have to come up with on the spot, depending on the faces of my students. Are my students serious? Are my students, happy? Do they need a joke from me? I have to see my students and then the content comes. So, does this kind of experience, I want to say, do you learn this or do you practice it, or is it good or bad?
It's totally like superior. What you have done is actually adjust the way of your teaching based on like the level or energy that students have. And that's a huge part of public speaking. The art of public speaking is two sides. Science, okay, like the words you're gonna speak and how you're gonna speak and present.
Mhm.
And the second part is psychology, understanding people, their personality, their level of energy, and based on that, I'm gonna incorporate whatever like activity I'm gonna do. For example, I was working as an orientation leader
Mhm.
in Rice State University, where the newcomers we're gonna take them for tours and everything and help them like to adjust to this new opportunity. So during an event day, like the orientation day, it starts from 9 till 5,
Mhm.
and during that day, it's a lot of information. The library department, the police department, the medical department, a lot of information, and students are just sitting there. And there's like only 2 breaks. Can you imagine? And you have all the sessions of information.
It's too much.
People are loading up, like with their brain cannot take anymore. So during one of the breaks, I came to the director, I approached her, and I told her, like, hey, this is not gonna work. You have to incorporate some physical activity for the blood circulation.
Mhm.
And she was like, so what do you suggest? I told her, like, how about like an ice-breaking game? And she was like, okay,
Okay.
I will call your name. I'm not sure if I'm gonna like put that or not, but I'm gonna call you. I told her, like, it's very important before the library session. And she was like, okay, I'm gonna think about it. So after that, we sat down, we continued the session,
Mhm.
and then all of a sudden, there's like 700 students and the faculty and everybody on the microphone. She was like, are you guys ready? They were like, for what? There's a students who are gonna share an ice-breaking game with you on the stage. So Marzouq, and I was like, oh my god. I was like terrified, like, where are you, Marzouq Alsaeed? Where are you? And the room was
you
quiet.
Yeah.
I wasn't prepared.
You wasn't?
I wasn't. I thought, like, give me 5 minutes, before, or like let me know.
Prepared for the ice breaking.
Exactly.
Yes,
She told me, like, I'm gonna let you know.
yeah. Okay.
And then all of a sudden she called my name in front of all this huge audience. And then I started like walking, slowly. And the walk, each step was really heavy. I was like, what am I gonna do? How am I gonna like apply it?
What did I
everything?
get myself into?
Exactly. That's the problem of playing like heroic. So I stood to the stage and then I started playing with them. Simon Says.
Oh, I love that.
Simon Says up, Simon Says down, everything. And they really loved it. They really loved it.
There
The
was
audience-
laughter.
There was laughter. There was like excitement, blood circulation, movement, everything. People got hyped up. And now they are ready for the next session. As soon as I came from the stage, I felt like I was Cristiano Ronaldo. People were
Wow.
cheering, people were like happy, they were like clapping and everything and thanking me, and it was an amazing experience. So
Wow.
exactly, adjust your material based on the energy of the audience that you have.
Wow, that's
Very nice
amazing.
story.
Yeah, it's a very interesting story. Now, if you don't mind me asking, you won multiple awards at the Alsaeed Toastmasters Club contest in 2018, right? And this is not something easy. It's a very challenging experience. What advice would you give, or pieces of advice you would give to someone who wants to excel in public speaking? Not a beginner. Now we're done with the beginning, but now someone like Deja and I, we want to excel in public speaking. What
We
should
can
we do?
always improve ourselves.
Yeah,
Yes.
and get into speech contests maybe. How?
One of the things is to do more than the other people is doing. So if you want like to be like one of the greatest speakers or like compete in a high level, you have to take the extra step. If you take the extra step with time, you're gonna have like a distance between your the people at your level. You're gonna have like a huge distance because you are taking this extra step every day. And the extra step for me, it was like learning poetry. Like there's a lot of poems that I was like memorizing on each day because in table topic, you're gonna speak impromptu, and when you
You always have
refresh,
something to say.
exactly, you have always something to say, and very nice when you start with a poem. You're gonna sound like wow, he's professional.
You're going to grab their attention
I got their
Yes, yes,
attention
that's
because it's different. He's saying something different.
that's
and something
smart.
creative. Yes. And the second thing, I always attend the other contests, the one that I'm not participating in, or I'm gonna compete with them like in a different contest. I always attend and see, because like when you attend the contest, you're gonna see like the highlight of the best speakers. So you're gonna take some of the strategies they are using, and then you're gonna incorporate it into yourself, taking the best from each person and putting it all together into yourself.
Wow, you're very competitive, and this is the mentality of a winner. I want to say, I've never heard someone saying that you have to watch the others how they perform in order for you to upscale your game or up your
That's
yeah,
really
your
challenging
power.
and nice. Yes.
That's true.
All right. So, Marzouq, with your background in leading teams and in small groups communication, how do you foster collaboration and effective communication among team members in a professional settings?
If you want like to incorporate like cooperation between people, you have to make them feel like they're all sharing one common goal. The problem is like that happening in organization or in jobs. You work there, but you don't feel like you are part of the vision, the greater vision. The more I feel like I'm part of the vision, the more I'm gonna be committed. I remember working in Al Safir Hotel, 5 stars, and they were doing something really great. During Ramadan, one time, they have like a joined futur. They let all the workers there to bring their families and to have futur together. So can you imagine? We all work in different departments, and then during that day, we all gonna celebrate futur together with our families. So it become in one day they change the setting from workmates into family, into brother, into sisters, and that's how I feel it.
That's beautiful.
The next day, I'm not saying like I'm going to work. I'm going to my family. I'm not saying like he's my coworker. No, he's my brother. She's my sister.
Part of the family.
You're part of the family.
There's this union feel or unision that you have. Yeah,
Yes.
that's amazing. And now, Marzouq, we have so many more questions.
Definitely.
But unfortunately, I think there's going to be a part 2 for this interview.
Yes,
Definitely.
they have. Yes, because we have you have a lot for us to learn. So
Yes,
Thank
yeah,
you.
and I've learned already.
Yes, we did.
And we're gonna talk more, inshallah. But for now, this is all the time that we've had for this episode, and we want to thank you for the information, for the input, and for the explanation for the terms.
And thank you so much. I'm really glad and happy to be here. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So, dear viewers, we'll be right back to wrap this up, and we want to thank Mr. Marzouq Saeed for this amazing interview.
And now, dear viewers, we have reached the end of this episode. We hope that you enjoyed it. I did myself. It was very beautiful, and we
It
learned a
was.
lot from Marzouq.
Yes, Marzouq and I actually share a lot of, work together. I mean, not we did not work together, but
But in
actually
the
we
same
share
field.
the same field, TESOL instruction, and also teaching public speaking. It was very exciting to see what I do from another perspective,
Perspective, yeah.
and I've learned a lot actually from him. So hats off to him. And we want to see him on another interview.
Hopefully.
Yes, and we will see you on another episode. So stay tuned.